Welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Deck Show. We're here live at IBS again in Las Vegas at the Azek and TimberTech booth, which you can see behind us, an amazing booth. And we're happy to have you, the Director of Product Development. Is that the correct title?
Product development, product management. Yep.
Sure.
Exactly.
Jason here with us today, so we're going to talk all things TimberTech and Azek. More so TimberTech now, because that's what the decking side of it is apparently now called. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll get into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, personal life a little bit, your history, how you got to where you are with Azek.
Yeah, so I've been with TimberTech. Actually, I started with the company 13 years ago. Really focused, actually, originally on manufacturing and got into developing new products with the company and saw some changes. The merger of Azek and TimberTech, the two companies come together. And really love the category we're in, love the outdoor living category, the building material industry, and it's been fun to see it grow and evolve, and I love where we are today. It's just a lot of exciting things going on. So.
Absolutely there is, yeah. It's going to be a big year for the entire industry as a whole, but especially for Azek and TimberTech as well.
For sure.
Now this booth here is unbelievable.
Yeah, thank you.
This show is also on a scale like most people haven't seen before, but tell me a little bit about the booth. How did this all come together? It's crazy.
Yeah, so we did a lot of research over the past couple of years, and we knew for the consumer buying process, not that this is like really a consumer-oriented show, but the buying process is all about starting with inspiration. So we knew, we had three major product launches for this year, and we wanted to create a booth that could inspire everyone that visits us here at IBS. So bigger booth than we've ever done before. Never have had a second story deck like we're sitting on today, showing all kinds of design options on the booth, whether it's the multicolored flooring, design patterns, multi-width decking, all kinds of things. So it's really come together. We're excited to show it off.
Yeah, we actually got in a little bit late. We missed the first day of the show because we got in late that day, but we were getting some messages from people that we know that were here already, and they're like, dude, you need to check out the Azek booth. It's unbelievable. And I was like, well, I've been to these shows before. Like,
yeah.
How unbelievable is it, right? And then I got here, I was like, wow, this is actually quite incredible. The onion, is that what we're calling this thing down here?
It does look like an onion, kind of an onion on fire, multicolored, kind of thing. Showing off heat bending. Really, we just want people to stretch their imagination on what they can do with our materials. Kind of along those lines, we are doing a little heat bending demonstration on our products. A few of our contractors that love working with our materials, we're showing off some of the creativity that they use when they work with our materials. So a lot of cool things going on.
Yeah, we had a chance to kind of check that out the other day with Dr. Dex and Mark from Infinite Decks and Keith from Stellar Decks. Those are pretty big hitters in the industry right there to have showing off the abilities of bending Azek decking, right? So Azek decking.
Yeah, that was a cool event. There was some serious influencers in our category all kind of hanging out in one booth. So we were excited to have them here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty details here a little bit. You guys are launching a new line this year called TimberTech Edge, and so we were really excited to see that. We obviously run a retail store. We're a stocking dealer of TimberTech, and we were excited to see a product come out that finally cracked that $3 Canadian barrier, which down the States, that's probably a $2 barrier for you, but we were pretty excited to see that come out. It did cause a little confusion for me though, just recently with the differences. I could have asked you this off camera, but what fun would that be? The differences between the TimberTech Edge Prime and Premier lines. I was looking on the website and I was like, what is the difference between these two?
Yeah, so Prime is really our most aggressive price point cap composite product on the market. Comes with a 25-year fade and stain warranty, 25-year structural warranty. Is really the best value for the buck that you can get with a cap composite. Really still using high quality materials, but we redesigned the product slightly. We took the cap off the bottom, which helps get us to that most attractive price point. The Premier, one step up from the Prime, is a full profile board.
Okay.
So it gets you to a little bit higher price point, but then that full profile enables things like using the Cortex hidden fasteners, the plug systems on stairs and perimeter boards. Some people there's some people still do resist the scallop profile. They say that does not look like a natural wood finish.
Right.
So we know there's a segment of the market that says I'll pay a little bit more give me the full profile, but still at a really attractive price. So that's the market that the Premier product hits. But the Prime is the closest thing we have to a kind of a wood conversion board.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm going to pat myself in the back because that's what I was guessing the difference
Yeah.
was without knowing. I said to Wade, I was like, well, maybe one's the solid full thickness profile and the other one's the scalloped. I don't know. The full profile, is it narrow? It's thinner as well? It's not a full 1 inch? Is that true? Or?
It is not a full 1 inch. The full profile,
7/8 or something like that?
the overall height it's an engineering tolerance. It's like 0.89, something like that. Everything we're offering though spans 16 inches on center, so no problem there.
Good. So you mentioned that one of the not features but traits of the edge line is that it's not capped on the back side of the board. Now,
Yes.
TimberTech has always been fully wrapped and has always kind of used that message as a pro of going with TimberTech is not having the capping around the entire board.
Yes.
Does this change how you're able to message things a little bit, or?
This really doesn't change how we feel about capping the product. Our TimberTech Pro line, which is really our traditional TimberTech cap composite lines, are still going to be all capped on the bottom of the board. From protecting the board long term from moisture, and even just handling from getting it from the dealer yard to the job site.
Sure.
There are benefits to having capping on the bottom side. Some of those are aesthetic. If you have a second story deck and want the bottom of your deck to just have a clean, stain-free finish, that's what the capping on the bottom of the board does.
Right.
So we love the fact that our TimberTech Pros are capped on 4 sides, but we acknowledge that you can't hit that entry level, that wood conversion price point maybe with a 4-sided cap
Sure.
board.
Yeah. That's certainly one way to do it is to save on that capping, right?
Yep.
Now, we saw the samples. The first thing we do when we get new samples and products in is we do our own little tests just because we like to nerd out over this stuff. So of
I'm
course
the same way. I
we
love
took
it.
some screws to it. We were like kicking it and trying to scuff it up, right? And surprisingly very durable, the edge line.
Yes.
Of the products that all kind of came out this year from everybody, we tried a bunch of this stuff and probably Edge survived the most out of them all. So that was really good. Are you worried though as a result of that it may start to cannibalize some of the other lines, like the Train solid edge colors, the Stone Ashes, that there's grays in both lines? Are you worried that might eat away at the Train?
There always can be cannibalization,
Sure.
right? But at the same time, we're going to come to market with the best in class products that we can offer. I think people will continue. People that use Terrain today are successful with Terrain will absolutely continue to use Terrain. Will some people use Edge? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But a vast majority of people that use Terrain successfully today will continue to use Terrain successfully. Sure. But we're really hoping that people see the value that aren't using our products today and can look at the benefits that Edge offers.
And that's where it kind of balances out. As long as you're getting more people converting from wood or a competitor to Edge, as long as that number is bigger than the one that's where they're coming from Terrain down to Edge, you're still winning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's So we were super impressed with the line. We're excited to sell it. We've chosen to stock the 2 colors that are available in Canada, so we're excited about it this year as well. Now, recently this came as a complete surprise. If you were following my own Instagram, I all of a sudden mentioned one night that all of a sudden I was wide awake. I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden I see that Azek is no longer being called Azek primarily. It's gone to a secondary branding, and everything is under the TimberTech umbrella now. What was behind that shuffle?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a fair point. I think some people were surprised by that change. But if I kind of go back to, I mentioned that we did a lot of research over the past couple of years, and one of the things that we just found is, look, there's kind of 3 brands that are reasonably well recognized in our category today: Trex, Azek, and TimberTech. And we really we know that for the consumer, we need to create a consumer recognized brand. And really, for the past few years, after we started integrating Azek and TimberTech, we were splitting our brand building dollars between Azek and TimberTech. And really, to create a consumer recognized brand, we got to really invest in a brand, and we got to invest in one brand. So we looked at both Azek and TimberTech. Both actually have great channel recognition in the channel and amongst the trades. People like both those brands, know those brands, but with consumers, the TimberTech brand kind of resonated better with consumers than Azek. A lot of consumers don't know how to pronounce Azek; they call it Aztec or whatever, right? You know. So that kind of research led us to say, look, let's pick TimberTech. Let's go with it. We're going to invest in this brand and create a consumer brand. Now, that said, for our channel, for the trade, Azek decking is still a phenomenal product. We're not going to hide that name. We're still, in a lot of our literature, we're still referring to it as Azek decking. But for the consumer, we're trying to create a simple message that you're in the TimberTech family of outdoor living products. And we have a few different material options within that umbrella.
Sure. Now, one thing that's also changed again this year was a change to your warranties again. So it seems like that's a number that keeps climbing for you guys. Now Azek, you're bumping up to a 50-year warranty?
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
yeah.
Tell me, like, what does that do for people when they come into a store and they're looking at yours versus competitors and they see that your warranty is twice as big as the next guy?
Yeah, so, we do very extensive long-term weathering testing. We do what's called accelerated weathering and outdoor weathering. And really what we continue to see is the material science that's in our products today lasts better than anything that's on the market. So we have so much confidence in our products that we felt comfortable in extending our warranty. We kind of put, TimberTech grew from 25 to the 30 years it's at today, the TimberTech Pro. And we've extended Azek from 30 years to 50 years because just, that's the confidence that we have in the products that we offer today.
Sure. Yeah, you had a little bit of an advantage before being a 30-year warranty when a lot of the other guys were 25. And in our experience in the store, it did make a little bit of a difference. People were wondering, like, if it's not that they thought that extra 5 years was something they were going to have to take advantage of, but it's just like, this company believes just a little bit more in its own product than the next guy, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of use that to position against some of the not top 3 brands that you find at box stores that are giving only 10 years or 15 years. It's like, listen, if they don't have confidence for it to last longer than the wood underneath even, why should we? Or why should you, right?
Exactly.
So 50 years, that's pretty tough to argue with.
Yeah.
So we talked about the full wrap cap on the majority of your line. We talked about the warranties. What are some other competitive advantages that TimberTech and Azek bring to the table against your, the big competitors?
Whether it's from covering the category to investing in the whole package, we have a lot of fasteners. I've been doing fastener demos for most of the show. We want to create really a whole portfolio of best-in-class products for the contractors, installers that are using our products. Simple, easy to use, fast for people to gain efficiency. Railing products that complement the decking. So, one thing that we just continue to focus on is offer a one-stop shop for our customers. So we offer the full gamut of the products people are looking for.
Yeah, I saw Wade kind of look over his shoulder and be like, hey, that's our line. Obviously it gets used a lot, but that's how we treat our store as well, is we want people to be able to make one stop and get everything they need, from the framing to the fasteners to the decking to the railing, lighting, the accessories, everything, kind of one stop and just make it easy for people.
Just make it easy, exactly.
Now, in your role as the director of the products and whatnot, what are your biggest challenges kind of day to day? You've gone through this new product launch, which I'm sure was a lot of your time and effort, but what else is kind of on your plate?
Whether it's trying to figure out where this category is heading. Obviously watching what's happening in the industry. It's awesome to see the traffic at IBS this year. Yeah. I mean, I've heard numbers that it's up 20% year over year. Hopefully that's kind of a leading indicator of what's to come. The other thing that we're really focusing on is, we love kind of the premium products we offer today, but we know we're still on a journey of converting more people to high performance materials. Decks today, whether it's 75 or 80% are still built from wood materials. Yeah. So figuring out how we can offer products to convert more people to higher performing, longer lasting products.
Sure. Now, one of the things you mentioned here and that we're seeing on full display here at this new booth is the different board widths now being offered in the Azek vintage line. You've got your narrow boards, you got your standard 5.5, and now you've got your wide options as well. Tell us a little bit about how that came about. Who were you going after with those board widths?
We're not going after anyone. We're trying to lead the category.
So I meant more from a customer perspective.
I
guess
not competitors necessarily,
but is it contractors that you're thinking will take advantage of this, or is it you want to catch the homeowner's eye, or everybody?
Well, we want to inspire the homeowner and really offer design versatility with our products. We love to see the creative solutions that some of our installers, architects, designers can come up with our materials. One thing that we've seen is people want kind of to take their style and design inspiration from their interior space and bring it to their outdoor living space. And some of the hot trends in interior flooring, really no surprise to everyone, is that wide plank flooring is very popular in the interior of the home. With that, there's also it's very popular to have multi-width planking. So we just started asking questions of why can't we bring that to the outdoor living space? Why does every deck need to only be every deck plank need to be 5.5 inches wide? So we're really excited to offer multi-width decking, which includes you could do a narrow width decking, wide plank decking, really the whole gamut with our vintage product line this year.
Yeah, it's certainly a good time as contractors and homeowners alike seem to be wanting to add more creativity to their backyard. And one trend that's been on point we touched on a little bit earlier was the curving and adding curves or waves or circles, whatever it is, to a deck. So this is kind of a cool extra option to be able to add something different than what's out there right now. It's pretty hard to differentiate when there's 30 brands of composite decking, and so this is a great way to do it, I think. Now, you mentioned we were doing some heat bending sessions down at the your trade show
in the
here.
demo area.
So heat bending, like you said, is all those big contractors on Instagram are getting into it or have been in it for a long time, and they're really kind of setting the trend. Is this a concerted effort to kind of get kind of in line with that trend and be more supporting of curved decks, if you know what I mean? Is it kind of like TimberTech's goal to be the brand you think of when you're thinking curved decks?
I think that's a fair statement. I think we want to support our installers and architects for whatever they want to do with our materials. The Azek, the TimberTech Azek products, the kind of PVC base materials, happen to be uniquely, I'll say uniquely easy to heat bend.
For sure, yeah.
They absorb the heat from the heat blankets pretty quickly. They become a nice malleable material, and it's very easy material that's easy to work with for heat bending. So we want to support that that versatility for our contractors. People do that with the TimberTech composite decking. They also do it sometimes with our railing, but the TimberTech Azek happens to be a really easy material to work with for that for that heat bending.
Good. So what else can we expect to see from TimberTech from a product perspective, or Azek this year that's kind of relevant to the decking industry? Or is there what else is here that people maybe would have seen about from home at this point?
We talked about the TimberTech Edge. We talked about multi-width decking. I think we haven't talked much about our railing product lines. We continue to expand our railing, especially on the aluminum side of things. So we're actually sitting up here on the second story deck with our brand new from last year Impression Rail Express, which is a nice panelized railing system. Offers speed of install. We actually offer this aluminum railing in 3 different colors. So it's aluminum railing in certain parts of the country is it seems to be the fastest growing railing, one of the most popular. Probably especially up in your areas. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say in our area, it's not really fastest growing. It's just the only one.
It's the one. Yeah, it's the one.
Our store probably sells about I bet you it's about 98+% is aluminum rail. We have some composite railing options in the store. It's pretty rare to get those to move, but so great move for our market anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody who's walked into this building and found your guys' booth probably noticed that 8 feet away is the Trex booth. And so I'm sure you guys probably sat down and were like, hey guys, where do you want to put our booths this year? I'm sure that happened. What is the relationship between you and your competitors? I know some industries have very kind of cordial relationships. You see each other, you shake hands, be like, good luck this year kind of thing. Other industries, you just look the other way and you kind of wish somebody would go away.
Yeah.
Awkward question for you, but what is the relationship between, not necessarily you and Trex, but all your competitors? Is it amicable?
Yeah, absolutely. We have some great competitors, Trex being one of them. I'm sure they want to do as best as they can, and we're going to do as best as we can to offer some products that are a little bit better and give our products an edge. No, it's there's an amicable relationship certainly, we can take market share from each other all day. And I think we've done our fair share of that over the years, but there's still a huge opportunity to convert more people from wood. So the overall growing of the underlying remodeling market. So there's opportunities for everyone. We're going to make we at Azek and TimberTech are going to make the best quality products, and we're gonna go to battle. But no, they're a good competitor.
Like you said, the biggest opportunity isn't even looking at each other and trying to steal from each other. It's going after that wood market that still comprises the dominant number of sales in the U.S. market anyway, still, right? So
absolutely.
That's where the easy fruit is probably to pick, more so than grinding each other over 1 or 2 points here and there.
That's the opportunity.
Yeah, so this year, TimberTech, big splash, Super Bowl ad. What was that all about, and what were you hoping to achieve by that? That's a giant audience, a very captivated audience. What was the goal there?
Yes.
I know it's not exactly your area, but I'm hoping you can touch on it.
No, absolutely. So, it's part of the journey of building a consumer brand. The tagline, go against the grain, getting the TimberTech brand out there to more and more consumers. That's what we're looking to do. We found a great opportunity to put our ad in the Super Bowl, and we got a lot of positive feedback. Some really excited customers, that have been working with our product that saw that ad by chance while watching the Super Bowl, and a lot of excitement. That's kind of the fun part, but it's really part of our journey of building a consumer brand. So we're gonna invest in a serious way to do that, and that was just one element of it.
And it sounds like that ad specifically kind of hit home with a lot of people, because I know before I even saw it on the Super Bowl, people on social media, on Instagram, were starting to post about the ad, like, holy smokes, have you seen the new TimberTech ad? Which makes everybody else go like, well, no, what am I missing out on, right?
Yeah,
and all of a sudden gets this bit of viral following to it, which is great. So how is social media changing the game overall? Like, that was obviously one part of it, but social media has become like probably one of the biggest communication funnels to your contractors, with that community of contractors that are on Instagram and here and whatnot. How is Azek and TimberTech kind of looking at social media nowadays?
Yeah, social media can help us connect with consumers. Certainly, the one thing that I'm closest to in my role is connected to our contractors, because I need to know what works for them and what doesn't. And the strong network on social media of contractors that have developed over the past 2-3 years, I think is amazing. And you also get direct feedback and direct communication with your contractors all the time in social media. That's kind of where I spend a lot of my time. I mean, not just on social media, but when I'm on social media, I love to be looking at what our contractors are liking to do with our products, and really just that network of sharing best practices. I think that's so
Absolutely,
cool.
Yeah. We've talked about this again and again, that the biggest thing we like about coming to these shows is getting that face-to-face contact with all the people that are in that community on Instagram that you talk to all year long and share with. When I was building, we would come to these shows and talk to guys, and you're sharing best practices and tips and stuff that you wouldn't do with the guy down the street for you you're competing with. But here it's just open book, share, learn, grow, right? And it's kind of improving everybody's game. So it's really fantastic.
Yeah, it's making us all better. Learning best practices from installation techniques, or helping us improve our products over the long term. I love it. We all want to be better tomorrow than we are today. So
and actually, the first thing that tipped me off that you guys had gone through this rebrand that night, laying in bed, was I went to go tag Azek in a post of mine, and it didn't come up the way it normally did. It was like renamed to something else or whatever, and all of a sudden I look and there was a TimberTech one. It was like that account had been renamed to TimberTech or something. And I was like, well, there's where all the followers that they had were. It's in this account. I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So I was like, without even saying anything, just that change caught somebody's attention, right?
Absolutely.
Now, this has been awesome. So much good information. I love the venue we're in here. It's fun. But I'm going to go through a bit of rapid fire here with you and just give you some 1 or 2 word topics. And I want you to give me the first thing that comes to your mind.
All
One
right.
word, 2 words, whatever it takes.
Let's go.
So let's go with this.
Yeah.
First category, wood decking.
First thing that comes to mind, wow, not firing all cylinders for rapid fire. Wood decking, wood is still an important element of the remodeling industry. Absolutely, I think we're developing products that are going to be longer lasting and lower maintenance and more beautiful, maybe than some of the wood products that are available.
Sure.
I think
We'll
Jeff
get-
missed the one word part.
We'll get this in less words, this one here.
One word.
One word. Oh, one word response.
Yeah, not as good.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Let's try 1 or 2. So this one, you'll have something here. Trex.
Competitor.
That was pretty diplomatic. Contractors.
The best.
Instagram.
Network.
Backyard.
Relax.
Canada.
Eh?
Of course. Somehow that didn't even cross my mind that would be an answer.
I'm trying to keep them shorter because
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. You better expand on that one. The ultimate deck shop. That's who we are. by the way.
Yeah. I love what you guys are doing. Appreciate the time you're spending with this and getting these messages out. So
Awesome.
it's awesome.
Okay. Thanks so much for your time. This has been great.
Yeah.
I
Thank you
think
so much.
Everybody will be really engaged with this and learn a lot from this little chat. So I appreciate your time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you again.